It's easy to assume that, with so many generations of knowledge under our belts, we understand pretty much everything there is to know about the past. Yet the truth is that the answers to many historical mysteries remain tantalizingly unsolved. Still, just because we haven't figured out some of life's greatest puzzles yet, doesn't mean they're not worthy of our fascination. Sometimes, it's trying to solve them that's the fun part. With that in mind, here are 10 mysteries from throughout history that experts still haven't managed to figure out that just might blow your mind. The purpose of this clay vase from Roman-controlled Britain, found shattered into 180 different pieces, remains unknown. It won't make sense to store food in something with that many holes, and the opening at the bottom would render it useless as a lamp. Archaeologists who worked for the Museum of Ontario Archaeology even consulted experts in Roman pottery, but no one could identify it. Can you? While researching prehistoric climate change in 2011, a University of Colorado team happened upon something strange at a 1,000-year-old Eskimo settlement in Cape Espenberg, Alaska. It looked like a small belt buckle, but it was hundreds of years older than the house where it was discovered. The weirdest part, though, is that it was made in a mold, making it the only ancient artifact ever found in Alaska that was made of cast bronze. In 1991, archaeologists in Northamptonshire, England discovered the site of a strange, and apparently cruel, burial that had taken place during the 3rd or 4th century. Of the 35 bodies that were found, only one of them, a man who was in his mid-30s when he died, was positioned face down. This itself was not particularly unusual, as it may have been a sign that he had an unfavorable community status. What was really odd was that he also had his tongue removed. His tongue was replaced by a flat rock. In 1948, a British diplomat happened to notice a long wall cutting through the countryside as he flew across Jordan. They were determined to be ruins, since named Ket Shubab, and they run about 93 miles in a north-northeast and south-southwest direction. They also contain the remnants of roughly 100 different towers. Some sections veer off into different directions, while others are faced parallel to each other. Ten coins were once discovered during an excavation of Kotsuren Castle in Okinawa, Japan. At first, the construction workers didn't think they were anything special. After all, they seemed to be worth just 1 cent each, and they were fairly modern-looking. At least, that's what they thought. After they were thoroughly scrubbed, the coins were dated somewhere between 300 and 400 BCE. Japanese experts were so shocked that they originally believed them to be part of a hoax. In 2001, in the town of Karakiz, Turkey, a local tipped off a group of scientists to an ancient quarry in the region, where they found a life-sized granite lion. There was once another cat attached to the lion, but according to other locals, it was blown up with dynamite because there were treasures inside, as were other similar granite lions. Only the one remained. It dated back to the Hittite Empire 33200 years ago, back when the now extinct Asiatic lion was still roaming Turkey. But why was this statue created in the first place? Around 2010, 2 people with metal detectors in Denmark were lucky enough to stumble upon 4 large golden rings. The pair then started to explore the rest of the field, situated in the island town of Bosland, and found even more gold. It dated back to sometime between 700 and 900 BCE, and it was much more than just 4 rings. There were 2,000 hair-thin spirals, each about an inch long. In Jerusalem's oldest bedrock, 3 V-shaped furrows, each 20 inches long and 2 inches thick, were found carved into one of the limestone floors. Pieces of pottery indicate that they date back to 800 BCE, but nobody knows their meaning or purpose. What's known as the Indus Valley Civilization first appeared about 4,500 years ago, and it was apparently directly responsible for the ruins made of baked brick in Pakistan's Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. It was a lively city for 1,000 years, with ahead of its time urban planning and a great relationship with nearby Mesopotamia. The Golan structure in Israel's Golan Heights is considered by many to be the most mysterious structure of the Middle East ever since the series of 5 circles was first noticed from the air in 1967. The outermost ring is a massive 500 feet wide, and excavations on the ground revealed that it was about 5,000 years old. The labyrinthine structure is made up of a combined 40,000 tons of basalt rocks in small stacks,